Hey, it's Eric here from Patch Foundry. Help you set up your O-6 Synth Pack on your Nord. So I'm here in the studio. I'm actually holding the camera, and this is my Nord, and I've got my stuff here, and I am going to show you how to do the install. So here we go. Okay, before we get started, a couple housekeeping things. I am running Mac, so I'll be using a Mac computer. You can do this on Windows. There's a Windows file available as well, or a Windows version available. And the second thing is I've got, it's hard to see, but if you look down here, I have a USB Type B connector going into my Nord stage that's connected to my laptop. So that's the first step. Then the second thing that I'm going to show you is I've got the file downloaded. It'll probably be in your downloads folder. When you get it, I've moved it to the desktop. That's the first step. Second thing I'm going to need to do is go to Safari, go to Nord, and then I'm going to go over here to the software section. And under software, I need to download the Nord Sound Manager and install it. It's really fast to install. It's free. And of course, I already have that installed because that's what I used to build this pack. So that's the first thing. The next thing, at this point, I'm going to open it up. Let's go ahead and open up the Nord Sound Manager. Open it right now. There it goes. It'll load up. Now, I have some presets already installed. And at this point, we need to talk a little bit of strategy. So on the Nord stage, it's got a large hard drive as keyboards go. It's not large as computers go. It's pretty small. And because of that, there's not a lot of free room. And you can tell if you go to sample library, this will tell you here in the left-hand corner how much you have. So right now, this is only a 256 megabyte that I have free. And I've kind of emptied everything out that I can here. Right now, I'm going to need a minimum of 55 megabytes in order to install into this. And so the first thing I'm going to do, let's open this up. And there are 3 steps we need to go through. The first one is we're going to go to the sample library sounds. And here are all the actual audio files. These are the things that are actually going to take up space on our Nord. I'm going to grab these and drop them into here. But if I didn't have enough room here, which you probably don't if you've got the factory stuff installed, what I'm going to have to do is go over and remove some files. And to remove files that I actually don't want, I can just look over here at this column and it'll say unused on stuff that I'm not using. Now before we do that even, let's go up into the right-hand corner and select backup. When I create a backup, this will basically save all of my files in case there's something wrong. So I could do that and I'd hit save to do that. Then let's go here and instead of deleting these flat out, I'm going to hit sound up. And what that's going to do is sound upload to my computer so I can save these. And maybe I want to come back to them at some point, and then I hit upload. So I do that. To sort by unused, you can just click up here in this little blank spot, and it'll give me all my unused samples here. And I could just go through and delete all of those. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to use a key command called organize, Command O. And this allows me to see all my spots that are open now here in the slots. So I'm going to hit Command O, and then I'm going to scroll down. And if I was installing this, of course it's already installed because I built the pack on this machine, I would just simply come over here to the right, grab all of these, drag them over, and a little plus sign appears and you hit plus, and you just drop it. And that'll do it. So that's the first step, and I promise it gets faster from here. Step 2, on the synth side of things, these are the synth presets. And again, because we're in organized, we can see all the blank spots we have. And I would do the same thing here. Go back over to my synth presets, select all of these, Command A, if I want to select them all, and I could just literally drag and drop them in. I'm not going to right now, but you get the idea. So the next thing that we're going to look at here is the program section. In the program section, this is the spot where we're going to have all of our general programs for our Nord, which means all of the settings for the effects, all of this stuff will be all in one program message down here. And again, this is really easy too. You just double tap it, you find some blank spots, and then you drag them in. Now, one thing to note, you can only drag in a max of 25 at a time, which is dumb, but unfortunately it's the way it's structured. So you just grab 25 at a time, drop them in, or you could just drop them in one at a time, whatever's easiest for you, and that will do it. Now, there's one more thing that will be required in order to do this. So I've already, if I open this, any of these patches, there's no way to create a program without writing something to the piano section. So I have to write something in here, and I chose to make it useful for you guys. So unfortunately, that requires linking to a sample. So in this case, like for instance, I have a DX7 full tines in this section. Now, what will happen if you don't have that DX tines installed here? You're going to have an error message where this will start blinking and you won't be able to, it'll basically be like, I can't find the file. So there's two ways you could get around this. The first one is you could, with the blinking sound, you could just sub in a different sound just by turning this knob here. You could just sub in a different sample and just call it even. Honestly, that's the easiest way. And since a lot of these sounds don't really need this because it's a synth, that might be the best way for you. But if you really want exactly what's on the patch to sound like the patch to sound exactly like I intended it to, excuse me, there's a way to get around this. You go to Safari, and if you look in your, I'm sorry, I'm backing up for a second. If you go to your installation guide, there's a link here to the three sounds that I use: White Grand, DX7, and Rubber Tines. And what you can do is click on this link. It opens up here, and you can download the size that would be best for you. So it could be as small as 67 megs all the way up to 244. I've actually got the 244 in mind because I love this piano. And that will allow you to then download it to your Nord Sound Manager. Let me open up the Nord Sound Manager again here. And you'll just go up to the piano section, and you'd have to do the same thing we did before with the unused part and making sure that you have enough room. So you'd have to do a little bit of song and dancing with that, but that's how to do it. So that's the long version of how to do this tutorial. I hope I was clear. If I'm not, just write me at patchfoundry.com and I will be happy to help you. Thank you for buying this.